Welcome, everyone, to this June Public Speakers Association Virtual Summit. It's good to have everyone here. I'm really excited about our speaker lineup. We have a lot of great speakers. All right. So our final speaker is Doreen Hillier. In fact, she was just on the screen asking a question. But anyway, I guess I could have just left her on. Doreen is a multifaceted individual whose life story is an inspiration in itself. As an accomplished author and speaker, she possesses the unique ability to motivate and uplift others. Doreen's role as a mother of two and a grandmother of two speaks volumes about her dedication to family and nurturing the next generation. What sets her apart is her exceptional generosity in taking in 45 international students over the years, creating a global family and fostering cultural exchange. Professionally, Doreen is at the helm as the president of TFG Consulting, Contracting and Services Incorporated, where her leadership shines brightly. Her experiences and insights have been featured in a best-selling book titled Unstoppable and in the pages of the magazine I Love My Life. With a heart full of compassion, a mind brimming with wisdom, and a track record of success, Doreen Hillier continues to inspire others to live their best lives. All right, Doreen, the time's yours.
Thank you very much, Brian. It's great to be here with all of you, the speakers and the people that are just listening in. I really want to talk about our youth in 2024, because there are so many that are losing hope. There are so many that are getting into trouble. There are so many living on the streets. I really want us to reach out to our youth through any program that you have, any program that you can develop, any program that you can get involved with. I want to just read a little bit about emotion because, as you say, you're going to do well in whatever you do that you're passionate about. And so let's look at emotion. The energy, the electrochemical signals in our brain that change the chemistry of our cells and create vibrations that influence others. The data, an important message that redirects our attention, our most precious asset, towards our core needs and values. And the motivator, the neurological impulses that prompt actions aligned with each emotional message. I had a girl who was 16 years old that was living with a man, a boy, 16, 17 years old, and they were involved with drugs. They were involved with alcohol. They just was in a lifespan or on a life path that was damaging. The girl had quit school in grade 12. She needed 2 more credits. And I was wondering, how can I influence this girl? How can I help her change her path? And what I did with Daniela is I said, Daniela, first off, I think what we can do, if you're willing, is can you come out of the relationship that you're in that's a toxic relationship? You're very bright. You are very smart. You know, I would like to be able to help you change your life. Well, she was 16 years old. She took my advice. She did get out of that toxic relationship. She came over to my business where I had 250 plus clients, tax accounting clients. And she noticed on the wall different diplomas and certificates and things like that. And she said, I'd like one of those and one of those and one of those. And I was a very shy person too until I joined Toastmasters, and they taught me presentation skills. They gave me the confidence to go on and become a leader. And when she noticed that particular certificate or diploma or an award that I received through Toastmasters, she wanted one of those. And I said, okay, sit down. I'll tell you what to do. First off, you'll go back and you'll finish your grade 12. You only need 2 more credits. Then I want you to go to college for a 2-year business administration program with a focus on accounting, and then I'll hire you in TFG. Well, let me just read a little excerpt from her letter. I have known Doreen for 12 years. She was like a mother, but also a friend, and even to this day still remains a strong influence in my life. When I first met her, I wasn't graduated. I was in a bad relationship. But when I saw how much she had accomplished, now I didn't do it for the awards. I did it because that's who I was. I wanted to give back. I wanted to help. And she says during her employment at this business that she was in, and when that went belly up, she said that she saw me working hard and long hours, and she felt that I was very proud of my accomplishments. I had raised 2 children. My son became a professor. My daughter is a lead aunt at a carrier company. And she wanted to be able to feel successful and good about herself. Beautiful, smart girl. So she said I was beyond impressed with her dedication to Toastmasters, Junior Achievement, and the many other projects she was working so diligently. I wondered if one day, just one day, I would be able to look back on my life and feel proud of my accomplishments. Well, it wasn't long after I talked with Doreen that I decided to make a change. Now, this particular girl is married and has a 8-year-old little girl of her own. Great relationship, nice home, working, both of them working, and they're doing very, very well. You know, we can influence individuals going into the schools with junior achievement business programs and teaching them about money, personal finance, how to invest, how to save, teaching them, we can influence them. Well, this past year, I went and I joined Kiwanis. And the first thing they did was ask me if I would be their service leader program advisor. Here in Leamington, Ontario, I was in Florida at my Florida home for this past year, helping pack lunches for the homeless with the church. Always giving back gave me fulfillment because I knew somebody was being helped. And I said, it's okay to give them food, but what about food for their soul? Let's get the book, The Daily Bread, and let's put it in. Some of them may put it in the garbage, but some of them may read it. Let's give them more than just the physical food. Let's make a difference. Let's impact their lives. Let's see lives changed, influenced, where they can be encouraged to take those lives and change their life for the better. So that's what we did there. And with Kiwanis, I just visited last week the coordinator over at the bridge. What they've done is they've taken 10 youth, 10 to 24, and they've taken them off the street and they've built little 580 square feet homes, giving them a home for a year. The parents had not disciplined them. They got into trouble. They left school, but now they have a program that they have to follow for this year where they're going to learn skills. They're going to be helped out. And then in a year, hopefully they'll have something skills learned to the point where they can then go out and get a job, whether it's a trade. You know, some of them need to further their education. So whether they go back to school, but they're going to be helped along the way. When I see somebody who's homeless or hungry, those people may have been doctors. May have been teachers, and life hit them hard. You know, as we know, sometimes life don't dish us all out cherries. We all have experienced ups and downs. And as Ray was talking about the pornography, I thought of another story where I was traveling and I met this woman and she was crying in this pool, and I said, "Can I help you?" Her and her husband had gone for counseling, but he had not stopped doing what he was doing. And I said, "Those women will never hold your husband. He's your husband. Go back and tell him you love him and you want to be the woman that he's thinking about, who he's pleased with, because you love him. Make him feel secure that he does not need that outside influence." I think what we have to do, all of us as adults, is we have to get back to the basics, whether it's in parenting, teaching, reaching out to our youth. They say it takes a community to raise a child. Isn't that true? When I saw 5 little babies being dedicated last Sunday at church, they asked everybody in the church to stand and dedicate, appreciate, and help these young parents. Because nowadays, the way that things have gone is that parents are not allowed to discipline their children. If they spank them on the butt, the police officer has to arrest them. If the school teacher or the bus driver decides to bend over and tie shoes of a little 5-year-old girl, he can be charged with sexual harassment. Come on, we have to get back to the basics. So I'm imploring, I'm asking you, can you help me and help others get back to the basics? Get back to what's important, because these children, they need discipline. They need correction. They need to know the way instead of being taught, well, you're entitled to anything, you can have anything, we can't discipline you anyways, you can do what you want. And then they don't know where to go for shelter. They don't know where to go for food. They go to drugs to get their high. But there's another high they can have. They can have a high on life. They can be happy and content inside and be protected instead of being taken advantage of. Will you help me? Will you help me? Will you help me? Because I really, truly want to get the message out that there's another way, that there's a better way. And I want to ensure these children, teenagers, and young adults, you have a choice. If you need help, there's lots of associations that will help you. I need your help. I need my help, and I need Ray's help, and I need the help of as many people as possible to be able to help get these children off the street, teach them a way, teach the parents, let the parents have control of their home and their life, and be able. I know there's times when, yes, children are abused. That's not right, as we all know. That's wrong. But let's give the parents a chance to discipline their children and raise them and teach them the right way to go, because they do have a choice. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Doreen. Does anyone have any questions? So I have a question. So in your bio, I read that you had 45 international students that you'd hosted. Now, so this is not just an exchange student that you're talking about. Are you? I mean, you were taking you were like fostering troubled youth.
Well, it wasn't through Foster's, and the
Okay.
45 international students, they weren't because they were troubled youth. These were
Oh, okay.
through the multi-language organization in Toronto, the Waterloo Catholic School Board in Kitchener-Waterloo, and they would call me and ask me to take in these students that were coming to Canada to learn English, whether they were from China, India, Spain, various students from all over. And 4 years ago, one of my Chinese students was in third year university in Wilfrid Laurier, and he called me up and he said, "Can I take my Canadian mom out for Mother's Day?" It's just was a pleasure. He was 14 when I got him, and there he was now third year Wilfrid Laurier University in business. And yeah, it was great to be able to go out to Mother's Day and celebrate. He's my son. I didn't physically born him, but these 45 kids meant a lot to me. And they, I gave them a room. I gave them well, helped some of them with English as well, but they were going to go to school in Kitchener-Waterloo. And yeah, I cooked for them and taught them how to do their own laundry. And yeah, it was great. Yeah.
What was the highest number that you had at one time?
Three, because you couldn't have two from the same country, because they'd be speaking, instead of learning how to speak English, they'd be speaking their own language. So I
Uh,
had three at the same time. Yeah, a 5 bedroom house. My kids had grown, so I had the room as well. Yeah.
I think
awesome.
that's awesome that you did that. I kind of do that same thing over on TikTok. I have people who come, young people who come and ask me questions and things because you're right. They're lost. They don't know what to do, where to go. And so it's like being a substitute mom, grandma for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I commend
Yeah.
you for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thanks. And now I'm going into the various schools in the Leamington, Ontario area. I didn't know anybody in Leamington, but I came to help a client in his accounting. And I got involved with Kiwanis, and I just thought I can make a difference here as well with these young people. And it's proven, and the thing is, you're not doing it because for the glory. You're doing it because you care and you have this passion and you just love them. And then they feel that. They know that you care. And then their lives get changed. I'm tired. A pastor from Bradford said, I think it was last year, he buried 32 young people. And he said one young man, he said, was standing at another of his friends doing a eulogy. And 3 days later, he took his own life. We got to stop this. It's happening in the churches, it's happening in the schools. We got to stop this because our young people, they have a life ahead of them. As long as the Lord tarries, we have to encourage our youth to do well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally agree with you on that. I hear a lot of the things like that the kids are talking about. And actually, there's somebody one night who said, I don't feel like I have any reason to go on. And I forget what we were talking about, but right then I said, okay, we have to talk and help this person. And so we started talking to the individual, and they've been back a few times, and I actually had them send me a message saying, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you did. But you're right. People don't think anybody care anymore. I hear that a lot. Nobody cares. So why should I go on?
Yeah. We have to show them that we do. We do care. Let's sit down. Let's talk. What's bothering you? How can I help you? Yeah. We got to lead them.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Doreen.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
speaking and sharing with us today.
Thank you.